Yeah, sure. So,
Yeah,
and so you have the knowledge in manual testing, right?
yeah, manual testing.
Okay, okay. So, how long total experience? How much experience you have in this
Yeah,
experience?
I have 6 years of experience in manual.
6 years of experience. Okay.
Yeah,
And you're looking for ETL testing.
yeah.
Okay. Fine. So, are you currently, do you have any development experience in Minwell by any chance?
Oh no, I don't have that any experience on development.
Okay, okay. And how about the SQLs uh, and like SQLs? How comfortable in a SQL?
Yeah, means how the testing the project, whatever we will do, only those few commands I know, few queries I know, but only simple queries I know,
Okay.
not complex query. I can say less than moderate.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Fine, fine. Okay. Let me start. So just today we'll just basic discussion about how the things are working and how the course content and how about me and who am I and how long I'm this industry. Okay.
okay,
So another guy will be joining in between. So maybe he
sure.
joins on. Okay. So let me start it. Okay. So let me show my screen. Okay. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah,
Okay, fine. Okay. Uh, okay. Uh, Let me introduce myself. So, myself is Ravi Kumar. Been working in this IT industry since 2006. I completed my post graduation in the year 2006, and I got a chance to work on, like Tech Mahindra initially. I worked almost 4 years in Tech Mahindra. I started my career with Tech Mahindra as a functional tester as well as ETL tester. And there I use, currently I'm working in some other MNC company, which I should not disclose my company name.
correct.
Excuse me. Okay. Then, so entire my tenure, like working multiple ETL tools there, BI tools. It's a good to, I got a good chance to work on multiple ETL tools. Generally, if you have only one skill set, the resume rate weightage will be a little bit less compared to, multiple tools. By God grace, maybe I got a good opportunity to work on multiple ETL tools. Whereas in Informatica, SAS BI tool and SSIS SQL Server integration. That's the reporting tool is a Cognos I worked on, and Teradata BI tool as well as Oracle. So from day one onwards, I working on Oracle like till 5 years. Then after that, moved to Teradata. It's currently company is using the Teradata BI, Teradata DB as an database for ETL backend. And I'm also certified in Oracle. Uh, it's in 2009 approximately. When I was in Tech Mahindra, I wrote this certification. Currently, my role is in present company is an ETL architecture. So I'm a consultant for ETL for any kind of new business, any new requirement is coming up, how to do the data modeling and using the some Erwin tools we are going to design it generally. So some the client is provided the tools, then we are going to design it. Otherwise, we'll design a modeling diagram with an Visio diagram, Microsoft Visio tool. So there we're going to create a diagrams and so provided to client. Okay, this is what architecture it is generally. If the new requirement is coming up, that's what it is. And this is about me. So basically, I'm from Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
So, and before, while working in Tech Mahindra, I was in UK for a couple of months. So there I was supported for, like UAT support to the client. So we have some multiple vendors are working for British Telecom. Maybe something you heard about the British Telecom is our biggest
Yeah,
vendor.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a complete pure telecom domain. And there, I used to support coordinate with some other vendors like Infosys, TCS, Tech Mahindra, and Amtrak. Four vendors we have, and we all are sitting in one place. And
Okay.
everyone is having development and testing, and like some kind of deployment thing is there. So I coordinate with some other guys respect to development and delivery. Like applications are in real world generally the client will not give the all application to one company generally. So
Yeah.
he will very intelligent and he will give one application to one vendor, other application to other vendor. That two application has to be coordinated generally
Okay.
in real world. Okay. If you take an AT&T also, so it's all applications not with you. Some
Yeah.
testing might be there, some other company, and some migration might be done some other company, and these kind
Yeah.
of things will.
Correct.
So in that scenario, so what we need to do is you should have some coordination definitely in IT industry. So how we are working it and where we are working it, and who is our developer, who is our tester. Some problem if we see any kind of issue or any kind of uh, clarification you required, then it should coordinate with some other vendors definitely. Okay,
Mhm.
and that's about me. And I'll going to go into some family thing. I just want to share.
Mm.
I have one kid, and
Yeah. Okay.
we both are working as an IT industry.
Okay.
Wife is
Okay.
working as a detail tester.
Okay.
It's one company. So earlier we both were in Satyam, Tech Mahindra.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Great.
That's all about me. Do you want to know anything apart from this?
Yeah, nothing. So just I want to switch to ETL entirely. So how about this ETL? It's good in market so that after doing such kind of course and all, shall I get into that some kind of opportunities are there?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let me give the other background also. Like, suppose if you take any industry, okay, generally, okay, suppose if you take an LG company.
Mm-hmm.
So LG company is having some production and
Mm-hmm.
sales and marketing and
Mm-hmm.
some kind of advertisement, not advertisement, some kind of offer kind of thing. Okay. So when if any industry is running, any industry and product is running, definitely financial things should be there, administrative work should be there, right? Like
Yeah.
how our growth is going on, and how
Mm-hmm.
many guys, how many people, how can we sell it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere's background noise is coming from you
Yeah,
or
no,
from my.
no. Yeah, no, no,
Okay,
no.
fine,
Myself only. Just
fine.
charger is goes to me. That's
Yeah, yeah, fine, fine. So in that case, if we have something manufacturing company is there, then definitely the administrative work is going to done at the back end, like financial things. Okay, how much sales we have and how much profit we are getting there. So in ideal case, ETL is an always talks about the financials. Okay, financials generally. So most of the cases, financials will be delayed. So if any manufacturer is there, definitely then ETL is required. If you're running any company, definitely we need a ETL. Why? Because if you take any kind of industry, so any kind of product, so definitely they'll take a decision based on the financials. Okay, how much we are growing it generally, how much we are growing it. Okay, how much we are, which area we are in weak, or what is our problems, and they should see something kind of plus as well as minus. So there they need definitely one kind of ETL is required. Okay, it may be any ETL tool. It may be any ETL tool. It doesn't mean that something like only Informatica or something SAS or something else. No, you can do your reporting or your data analysis in Excel also. But they need data analysis definitely be required. DA should be there. Always DA should be there. Okay. So in that case, as long as industry is there, definitely BTL will be there. Okay. So the backend is they have something something analyze there's some kind of team is there which they will take care of how our company is running. Definitely someone should be there, right? If you take any company like some Tech Mahindra, you can take in what you saw also. Some look at this an annual report. They're sending something annual report. This is what we growing, and this much profit we got it, and this kind of things. How they're calculating? With what basis they're calculating? They have something backend team which will give something like information to to showcase about our company.
Mm-hmm.
So any company, it's not an IT industry, it's any company. If you take any small restaurant also, definitely, you know,
Mm-hmm.
this year profit we have it, and this much year, you know, this year we got this much profit, and definitely they'll take talk about the revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ideal always talks about something like, you know, how it is a problem, maybe in financial thing or any kind of any issues kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in industry, we have, you know, good market for Informatica and as well as Teradata.
Teradata.
Yeah. So Teradata. So Teradata recently is Hadoop, and you know some big data is
Mm-hmm.
coming. But you know, so most of the companies are not migrated their database to Hadoop and those things,
Mm-hmm.
because the cost is very high. Some companies like Google, Facebook, Twitter, so is a high financial companies are migrated.
Mm-hmm.
If you take Facebook, they are using the Hadoop
Yeah.
definitely. Okay. So if you take a small companies like, you know, any companies like Accenture, and Microsoft also in the Hadoop, I guess, or any like Virtusa or something, IBM. So these general companies are manufacturer companies, or any Samsung. These guys are, you know, still they are trying to upgrade it to, you know, big data. But till now they are using the big data, almost Teradata. Okay. So this Teradata is having a very good future, you know, compared to our other RDBMS, then it's very powerful. So if you want to go to, you know, Hadoop, then we need some extra skill set compared to our SQL knowledge. We need Java skill set definitely. Why? Because the architecture is different for Hadoop and big data. Whereas in Teradata, the internal architecture is different, but our SQLs are same.
Okay.
Our SQLs are then the SQLs are there is no difference in the SQLs, whereas in internal architecture, how they design a database is different. That we are not worried about how they design, how the system is called, how their algorithm is interactive with our OS. That's a different case. But that's front end part is same. We are not worried about it.
Correct.
Okay. Whereas in Hadoop, so you should have some extra knowledge to work within Hadoop and big data.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Informatica and Teradata, and you know, if you want to switch into BI, so you should know the knowledge on database, one ETL tool, one reporting tool.
Okay.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that you know everything, but database should be must. First point.
Correct. Yeah.
Maybe Oracle or Teradata, SQL Server, whatever it is, all SQLs are same. There is no such a difference. You know, all SQLs are common SQLs. The SQL part is same, whereas the database interaction might be different. Okay, maybe some scenarios, some syntactical statement might be differ. If you take in select statement, select is in Oracle, okay, whereas in Teradata it will work for SEL as well as in select, both. That kind of additions they are provided.
Okay.
So if you take same kind of thing, some group by something like group by, you can give something number, you can give it, otherwise you can give some column name. Both will be worked on. So it depends on the database how they design it. But you should have the knowledge of database differently.
Okay.
End of the day, you are going to writing queries. If you want to work on Informatica also, definitely you should know how the table is related and what are the relationship and how the data looks like. You should understand it, right? First of all, how can you confirm that what particular column is a key column? We should know the SQL, right? Informatica will not give something like that much flexibility. This column is having something key column. This is something like that, right? So it will not give it. So our assumption is before going to start Informatica or something, design a job. So you should have the knowledge on database. That is the one part. Then move to any ETL tool. So all ETLs are same, boss. Okay, all ETLs are same. If you want to join the two tables, Informatica will do the same thing, whereas SAS B also do the same thing, SSIS will do the same thing. There is no difference. Maybe look and feel might be different, some options, maybe navigation might be different. That's it. They are having their own flexibility, this tool is having this flexibility. So there is no such a difference. If you know the one ETL tool, then there's not a big deal to learn other ETL tools. If just you can go to navigation, then you can easily understand it. No, if you want to join the tables, okay, then maybe you take one column from one table, another column from another table, you can join it. Okay. Then generally, so same kind of thing is there in SAS BI also. There's no difference.
Mm-hmm.
Might be something like some options might be disabled or enabled kind of thing. Some extra features might be provided, but the basic criteria is a join condition. Internally to write join condition. Overall, internally to join condition and give something, provide the data. That's it. There is no other difference. Okay. And the reporting also something same. Like Cognos reports are there. Generally Cognos reports and business objects and MicroStrategy, and all are similar. Same. There is no big difference. Okay. So that's what I just want to say. So something I don't know how much knowledge you have in deep database and in Informatica kind of thing. Any ETL tool? Do you know any ETL tool?
That's what I don't know anything before I started, right? So less than moderate, I told. Yeah. Basic knowledge I have SQL because every project is having a backend as a database, right? So just
Okay.
I select queries I will write, some group by, order by, not much of complex queries. Simple
Okay.
2-3 lines of queries I will write. Sometimes I will ask for someone to how to gather kind of things. So those kind of
Okay.
queries I can able to do
Okay.
that one. Other than that one, I never written any such inner queries also. Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry, sir. Okay. So, as part of this course, okay, I have some content. Okay, let me show you. So, what are the topics I'm going to cover it? Okay. So, as as per what I understood is, this course generally will cover some of the points. Okay. Let me go to the course content. Okay. So, we'll cover the data warehousing concepts. Okay. Start with the data warehousing concepts. Okay. So, what is the data warehousing and why we need data warehousing, and how the data warehouse architecture is looks like, and where database are coming up, where ETL tools are coming up, where reporting tools are coming, and what are the some front end systems are those are. And there are some common terminologies in the data warehousing: OLTP, OLAP, and some differences. These are common terminology. Okay, data warehousing is one word we are listening, and OLTP and OLAP. So these are common terminology we are listening in data warehousing. Okay, and so marts we have it. Okay, so I'll explain data mart, how the data marts, and the data modeling also. Data modeling, it's kind of architect work generally, but we should have knowledge on the data modeling. So how the tables are interrelated, how the modeling is done, and so then we should have something a little bit knowledge. It's not required basically, but there are some cases where a tester also is required. Tester and developers also required. Why? Because being a tester and you should understand how the data model is working and what basis they are designed. These kind of things we require. And the dimension model. So the basic funda for data warehousing. In data warehousing, we are using the dimension model, whereas in DBMS, RDMS, we are using that ER model. That kind of front end tool is always the ER model, whereas in data warehousing, we are using dimension model. So these are concepts we need before going to start an ETL testing. But these are useful information. There is no such a topic in this data warehousing concepts where we are going to write some kind of thing. Okay, so we should understand what is the data warehousing, something like how the tables are being loaded and how it is going to design it. That's what we should have it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So then moving to next part. So as I said, you have something little bit knowledge in SQL. Okay. So I will cover the sequels also. So why? Because if you want to ETL testing is always an end up with a SQL. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
There is in generally, if you maybe something you're working every day as a functional tester, like how you write a test cases, like something go to this particular page and give something input at this value and submit kind of thing. Generally, functional testing will do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas in ETL testing, validate this data. So validate this data step. So we are not going to provide something statement like functional testing.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are writing a SQL over there. Select particular column. Suppose the statement is valid count in this table. There, select counts are from the table. We'll write the code over there. There is no such steps. Okay. So the count, how the count would be. So there is no such steps like, go to this place and do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. Here we are writing the execute this query. Directly we are giving the function, facility to the test execution part. Execute this query, so then validate it, how it looks like. Okay. So definitely, so we need a SQL knowledge.
Okay.
Definitely we should have the good knowledge in SQL. So because of that reason, I'll start the course with the SQL. Why? Because if you want to understand the data warehousing concepts also, you should know the relationship. What is the primary key? What is the foreign key? What are the constraints? And how the tables are being related, and what is the meaning of relationship? And those things definitely you should have a knowledge. Okay. Then these are many concepts we have. So I'll start with DDL, DML statements, and maybe something you guys already working with, but I just want to refresh it. Maybe some guys maybe problem with some syntactical statements or things. I'll give something brief introduction about these DDL, DL statements. Okay. So and the kind of arithmetic operations we have, and some scenarios where the mathematical functions also being involved in ETL. Okay, like plus or this salary, some minus and something like divided by this percentage, you can give it. These kind of definitely we need something arithmetic operations also, so that I want to cover those operations. And generic statements like group and string or cast functions. So these are very critical parts generally. Okay, casting part and the string functions and format functions and aggregation part. So these are critical part in ETL. So I'll cover those concepts also. So using Oracle. Okay, why? Because most of the guys are having knowledge on Oracle. Most of the guys. So suppose if I say something Teradata, something like that feels different. So it'll get confused. People will get confused. Again, that will take something more time to learn it. The people are habituated for Oracle in IT industry. Why? Because in our engineering case or something, our master case, always they start teach Oracle only. It's a generally free product where everyone can having good knowledge because that basic knowledge. Because of that reason, I just want to cover with an Oracle. Okay. And there are some kind of expressions we have. We'll cover it and some other.
One more thing. Oracle and SQL Server. So it's a different tool or it's the same?
No, Oracle is a different product and SQL Server is a different product.
Okay. And maybe syntax will be changes, right?
A little bit changes. See, generally, SQL is a language. Okay, it's not a database.
Okay.
SQL is a language, structured query language, which will interact with the relational database management system. Like relational database management system is Oracle database, or SQL Server database, or Teradata, or DB2. Or MS Access, whatever it is. These are databases. SQL is a language. Okay. So if you want to communicate with the RDBMS, we need one communication channel. The communication, the gateway. The gateway is in SQL. Okay. So see some that's why I told Teradata, they are given some flexibility. SEL something like it will act as select. Same thing in Oracle, you should write a select. Okay. So these kind of things are slight differences between other RDBMS. The common part is the basic part is same. So that a SQL Server is developed by Microsoft, whereas an Oracle is developed by Oracle Corporation. These are complete two different databases. That architecture is different. This architecture is different. Okay, SQL Server is directly database which is developed by Microsoft. They are having their own architecture.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so their Oracle is completely different. Okay. So there's a difference between SQL Server and Oracle.
Okay.
And clear? Do you have any questions?
No. Yeah. Clear.
And there are other functions. So case, some operators we have, case, NVL, and colis, and union, intersect, and minus. So these are set operators are a little bit useful things in our ETL testing, especially.
Okay.
And I want to cover it. And joins we have. Okay. And So inner join, outer join, we have multiple joins we have, and so based on situation, we are going to implement a kind of join. But joins are generally the basic concept. So definitely you should have knowledge on joins. Most of the times we are dealing with the joins and subqueries. Okay, and some functions we have. Hello, Sharon.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Yeah, you put it. Okay, fine. So generally subqueries we should write, and there are some other functions, OLAP functions we are writing somewhere else. They're based on a scenario, in a situation we are going to write it. Okay, but most of the cases we are not using it, but still, I want to cover this point. Okay. So that at end of this SQL, but you try to understand, you have something knowledge, and how the SQLs are working, how what is the SQL and how you can write a code, and what is the syntax for statement, and so those things definitely you should work on it. But for every class, maybe something you might be recording somewhere else, okay, but I prefer to write a note. Don't go with the recording, okay. What are the statement I'm writing it, definitely you should write it. I'll ask the people to write the statements on their own handwriting, not with the system. Okay, I want to type I have other laptop, I want to type the command in my system. No, I won't accept it. Why? Because if you write it, then definitely your thinking might be different. If you have a recording that way there in your drive, somewhere C drive or D drive, but you will not come back. You don't have that much time. Being an IT industry guy, then you will not go to that particular recording. I can assure it. I see number of students are like, okay. Maybe suppose initially something you have something, okay, enthusiastic, something like that, you can write it, but whereas writing is completely different. Okay. When you are trying to learn the course, then what you think is, you don't know anything, Stefan. You don't know anything about SQL. You don't have any basic concept. If you think like the select statement, when I was saying select statement, okay, I know this select statement. You might be missing at least 1%, one topic, 10% at least. Maybe I maybe added the one more point which you don't know. Maybe you are missing that. Okay. So the basic funda is definitely you should write each and every statement what I am writing in this text context.
Correct.
Okay. That's my humble request for everyone. I'll start with everyone. Maybe some other guys will be joining, but I'll make sure that definitely you should write it. I'll give some time for your notes. Okay. Maybe some for explanation kind of thing. For explanation you can go and listen your recording, whatever it is. Yeah. But for a text, the sequels or something like the approach and some navigation I'm writing it, then definitely you should have some notes. Okay. Then just let me go to other point also. And so if you want to work in any ETL tool, ETL tester, so you should have knowledge on the ETL tool also. Okay, so I will cover that Informatica. What to some extent means you don't need complete development knowledge, but there are some cases where the tester should go through ETL tool and open the ETL tool and look at their mappings and look at the logic how they written it. So assume that there are suppose one. Let me explain my experience. Okay, I was working in SaaS in my recent project. So there earlier it was managed by Cognizant, and then it came to my company. And what it is, they don't have any documentation. The client was managing that application, so if the requirement is coming up, then what they did, so they do open the SaaS and done some changes and deployed. So it's keep on running since 2005. So there is a documentation. We don't have any documentation. And then business rules, we don't have any business rules for that one. Then if they want to test it, if I want to test it, then how can I test it? I should know at least the basic rule, how the tables are related and what is the logic for this particular column, how it was earlier, how it is right now. I should know. So there I should open the SAS BA tool and look at some SAS mappings, how the mappings are looked at, and write the logic in my notebook
Okay.
and convert into that particular logic into my data SQL. So there are many situations that are in IT industry. Some guys, we do sometimes the document may not be updated. The requirement document may not be updated, but the changes are implemented by a developer already.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we go through the documentation, definitely you might be missing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't trust the documentation.
Correct.
So if you don't want to trust the documentation, you should know the alternative path, how the code is working. Okay, what basis this particular table is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
We should know all those things. Then, because of that reason, I want to cover that to give something knowledge for the ETL tool. Definitely, you should have something knowledge. At least something how to open a mapping and how if situation comes up, then you should be able to create a mapping based on the requirement.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll cover this power center like ETL Informatica tool. The concepts are Informatica and how the Informatica is working up and what are something sources and targets. And designing the workflows, and I'll explain you how developers are doing it, okay, and what are the transformation rules we have it, and those things definitely I'll cover it. Okay. So these are concepts I'm going to cover in this ETL tool part. Okay. And then last part is ETL testing. See, if you want to learn ETL testing, you know the database, you know the data warehouse concepts, you know the ETL tool. Then only you can do the ETL testing. Otherwise, you can't.
Correct.
So in order to implement the ETL testing part, I want to cover these three topics before.
Okay.
Okay. So this ETL part, Informatica and ETL part, I will cover simultaneously.
Okay.
I will create one mapping in Informatica, how the developers are doing. At the same time, I will explain how the testers are doing.
Correct. Okay.
Okay, so that you will get an understanding. Okay, how the developer, maybe you will get a knowledge in development as well as testing simultaneously.
Correct.
I'll create one mapping in Informatica, how this mapping is done and what other things are done. Then I'll go to testing part and how the testing is how the tester is going to validate that part.
Okay.
Okay. Then real-time scenarios, there are some real-time scenarios I'll go to cover it based on my experience, my industry experience. What kind of issues we might be facing generally.
Okay.
And then what kind of approaches we can do. And before going to start ETL, you should have the knowledge on the functional testing knowledge, like how your testing is done in manual testing, how to raise a defect, and how to raise a defect, and how we can. That QC part definitely is a common part anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so trace a defect and follow up, and how to map that defect into test case, and how priority, what is severity, priority, and description. Those things, common things, you should have the knowledge. I'm not going to cover those QC part.
Okay.
And how to raise the defect also, I'm not going to cover it. That is the functional testing part. So ETL testing part, how we are going to test it. Okay. So maybe pre-requesting, you go and learn some, you should just brush up your functional testing knowledge if you don't have. Maybe something you have knowledge in knowledge testing, but some guys may not be having that functional testing knowledge. So you should have the knowledge on functional testing. What is the retesting? What is the regression testing? And what is the difference between these? What is the functional testing? All those things. So those part definitely will cover it. Okay, you should have knowledge on these things. Okay. So then how to execute test cases and how to find a bug using the sequence. That is a difficult part. Okay, so how to find a bug? Okay, if you say something, the developers say this is some scenarios how to find a bug using the SQL, how to trace it, and how many ways we can write a SQL, to find a bug. That is a critical part. And the key columns, those things. I'll cover all these parts. Okay, test case design and test scenarios, test scripts, and prepare a test data is also it's a very difficult part.
Yeah.
Most of the times testers don't have data. Then I want to test it, then data is not sufficient. Maybe something like as per a scenario, the data is not there. But in my requirement document, I have the data. I have the scenario where I should validate it. Then how can I do that? We don't have test data. So that is the part I'm going to explain you something like how to do the test data, how to create a test data, and how we can what are the approaches,
Mm,
how can create test data for according to my test case and test it.
mm, mm,
Okay, so these
mm,
are a part I'm going to cover it,
mm.
Sharon.
Yeah,
Yes. Any
correct.
questions so far for this course content or any explanation? Do you want to repeat any point until this point?
That this one ETL plan and how I can estimate for ETL project. So that kind of things also I want to know it.
Okay, yeah, estimates, right? Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
estimates, right? Yeah, test plan and estimates, definitely.
yeah,
Why? Because
yeah.
if you want to give some estimates, generally, you should have knowledge and then the table first. Okay,
Yeah.
and table and relationships. Because of that
Okay,
reason, I want to cover it in
okay. Yeah, end up.
DB.
Yeah. Okay.
By warehousing concept as well as an Oracle. So suppose the some changes are there in only one column, then what kind of column it is, how big rule
Mm.
it is,
Okay.
like one column is there, that column is like having a huge relationship with something more than one table or three tables, four tables, then
Mm-hmm.
you should go something number of cases. Whereas that particular column is in newly added column which we don't have any transformation rules, directly dump it from source to target means we don't need that
Mm.
much effort, right?
Okay.
So you should, depends on the particular scenario, we are going to give you estimates.
Correct.
And
This.
anyway, test plan is same, right? Anyway, test plan is same, right? Plan is
Yeah.
same for functional testing and test ETL testing.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many test cases we have, something when we to start a test cases, and what is the exit and entry criteria, how many
Mm-hmm.
scenarios we are going to cover it, and what is the build number, which build we
Mm-hmm.
should test it, and
Mm-hmm.
how many builds we have. These test plans are common
Mm-hmm.
in any area, but there's something like content may be a little bit different compared to
Mm-hmm.
functional testing. Okay, if you show me something your functional testing plan, I can convert into ETL testing plan and how it would be generally.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you go ahead. You're asking something.
Yeah. Even this the practice kind of things in the system I have to do, or else this big data will provide us some VM
No,
kind of things. So
generally, I don't have knowledge on this VM things which is
okay.
provided by institute, but let me check it. But
Mm.
so VM things, anyway, you go ahead and install the VMware in your machine, okay,
Okay.
and install particular SQLs and Informatica, and can do those things or do the R&D.
Okay.
You don't need to depend on and like
Okay.
other resources.
Okay.
So why? Because I'm not sure where are you located. You are located in Bangalore, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Is it possible for you to get the Informatica tool from your colleague or friend somewhere else? And
Okay.
Oracle database and Teradata, and
Uh,
I'll use Oracle and Teradata in my sessions.
okay.
Both the database. I'll use both the databases so that you should have something, at least two database knowledge. That's what.
Okay.
I'll explain the scenarios, okay? Something like, I'll use two databases when I'm working in Informatica.
Okay.
One table in Teradata, one table in Oracle. And the SQL Server, actually, I want to interact with the SQL Server also, but there is a problem with SQL Server in my machine, okay? But
Okay.
I'll try to fix it. But
Okay.
most of the cases, I'll in generic scenarios, I explain the things in my real-time project generally. But till now I took the class for my colleagues, friends, and like my friends brother, those kind of things. Those I didn't have any problem, so I explained my office laptop generally, so that
Okay.
I have something SQL Server, Teradata, Oracle simultaneously. We are playing with all databases generally. But I'll cover that Teradata and Oracle at least. And
Okay.
for time is there, then definitely I'll cover the SQL Server also.
Okay.
Okay. Then SQL Server 2000, I'm using a VMware. I'm using VMware in Windows XP. In Windows XP, 2008 is not installed. SQL
Okay.
Server 2008 is not installing. There is a problem. So
Correct.
2005 SQL Server is going to install in XP.
Okay.
So that is I'm not getting the SQL Server 2005 version. That's the question.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
2012 is there and 2008 I have and 2012 I have, but it's not
Mm.
installing in XP. So that .NET framework is required for version. That is not
Yeah.
supported
Yeah.
by XP. That is the
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
And so I'll cover those parts. So the practical things part, if you have that all products with you, then I'll help you to while installing these Teradata and Oracle and
Okay.
Informatica. Okay, I'll
Okay.
help you.
Okay.
If you come
Okay.
somewhere else in weekend time, if you have time and weekend time, just let me know. So I'll help you to while
Okay.
installing. Okay,
Sure.
just
Sure.
connect with an VMware, not VMware, so TeamViewer, and then we'll help you how to install those parts. But you should get those products like
Yeah.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have
Okay.
any connect
Okay.
with your friends, those who are working in Informatica, those who should have the knowledge, the tools, product tools?
Yeah, I have friends, but maybe legacy would be there for them. So I
Okay.
don't have piracy kind of things. Just I will ask them. So where I
Okay,
can
check
find.
with them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I can transfer it to your machine from TeamViewer, but I
Okay.
don't know how difficult it is. Okay,
Okay.
how much data is required.
Mhm.
I can transfer the files, I have the
Okay.
answer
Okay.
me, but
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know. Okay,
Okay.
so
And one more thing is that the system requirement I want to know.
yeah,
So
that is the
yeah.
difficult part. They should have the okay. System requirement is if you want to install the VMware and these Informatica and DBs are there, then your system should have the almost 4 to 5 GB RAM.
Minimum four, right?
Minimum 4 we need. VMware will not
Okay.
work if the system is having the less than 4 GB.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it will not work out definitely, sure. Why?
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
if you increase at least the VMware should have a little bit, considerable amount of RAM we should have. Then only it will work. Why?
Correct.
Because two missions are supported
Mm.
running simultaneously. Like
Mm-hmm.
technically, generally, two
Mm.
operating systems are running simultaneously. Then
Mm.
the RAM should be sufficient for both the OS.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
these are and then how much RAM you have in your OS in your system?
So I have two. I can increase up to another two,
Oh,
four.
okay,
Yeah. That's what I
okay,
asked. So yeah. Office system is having 64-bit and 8 MB RAM, 8 GB of RAM.
okay,
So in Office
okay,
laptop, I cannot install kind of things.
okay. What is your OS? Windows 7 or 10?
Yeah, Windows 7.
Windows 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Oracle will be installed in Windows 7.
Okay.
Okay, and
I
Teradata
yeah.
also will be installed in Windows 7.
Okay.
And Informatica
Mm-hmm.
8.6 will not get installed, whereas 9.5 will be installed. That's what I heard it.
Okay.
It
And
will
that
work.
is the
That is
latest
the
software.
yeah, that is the
Okay.
latest software. Okay,
Okay.
but the tester related thing, you don't need to worry about the version. Okay, I'm
Okay.
covering with the 8.6. Okay, which is compatible for XP.
Okay.
Okay, so 9.5 is the higher version we have, but it will not it will take some huge RAM while running generally in VMware, especially in XP. XP
Okay.
we don't have that much flexibility in XP, so that
Mm,
I want to cover all the points,
mm,
I have only one VMware which is having
mm.
SQL sorry, Oracle and Informatica and Teradata and SAS VA tool and Cognos and everything. So that all tools will be in same point. Okay, so
Okay.
that OS should be compatible for each and every product, BA product. Because of that
Okay.
reason, I'm using XP. Okay, XP is the best version for all tools.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
reason I install all those points.
Yeah. Still,
Fine.
we can run XP on our system. So just before I installed, but it has been asking for a product key, but I don't. That's what. So I'm not couldn't install that XP itself into my local system, which is I am
Okay.
having.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So then you go ahead and maybe in generally in Hyderabad you will get all these softwares available in some institutes are providing
Yes.
softwares while taking the courses, and I don't know how difficult it is in Bangalore and whether
Correct.
we can get it or not. Okay, then I'll just maybe something someone told me something you can install download it. Okay, I will help you. Okay, while
Okay.
getting that Informatica 9 version, I'll help you. Even I
Okay.
tried it, but I faced some kind of issues while downloading it. I'll help you while how we can download it, those things.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. Right.
Any questions so far, Shravan?
No, clear.
Clear, right? So the course
Yeah.
content and that part and the responsibilities. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe actually I just want to start the actual class today. Okay.
Okay.
Then, but some other guy has to join. I don't know whether the guy is joined or not.
Okay.
Let me check
So
it.
while you are doing right, so
Hmm.
any kind of projects you are dummy project you are going to explain kind of thing, you have to give us a assessment kind of thing so that you can work on that
Uh,
project because we usually basically we don't have anything about that one. So
okay.
once it has been done into some other system, how if nothing is there into my system, so that I have to create mapping, whatever you told initial, right, in a
Right.
information kind of thing.
I'll
So
forward. I will show you. What are the tables I'm using. Okay. I'll I
okay,
will, I will I will give the table structure and table data and everything. I'll give you.
okay,
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 table data and the tables which I'm using it in my sessions. Okay, I'll
okay.
give something like customer table and something like cities table. Some tables I'm using it. Okay,
Mm,
so generally in any case in employee table and department table, those things are
mm,
common anywhere. Okay,
mm, okay.
but we can't cover the other scenarios using ETM. Small
Okay,
tables. We
okay,
have only 14 records we have in employee table, and it's very
okay,
difficult. I
okay,
have one table which is having the 50,000 records.
okay.
Okay, so that at least you could feel the okay, you're working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have something like that. The data is there in Notepad generally, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll help you to convert that Notepad to database level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll tell you, that is a part of ETL session. Okay.
Okay.
All the data is there, not in database. I have the data in Notepad. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that that flat file I have it, I'll convert
Yeah.
into RDBMS.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And
I'll give
one
them
more
those
thing.
tables.
Yeah. Okay. And one more thing I didn't in the content. Basically, if you are covering into that warehouse part, I don't know about that one. The schemas kind of things. What kind of schema it
Right.
was there?
Yeah, yeah.
Snow or a fake or a
Okay.
star.
Okay.
Those
Right.
kind of
Right.
things.
Those are
Yeah.
data warehousing architecture will be covering up. Characteristics of
Yeah.
data warehousing. It'll cover
Okay.
it'll
Okay.
cover it. Fact tables, dimension tables, those will be covered it. Okay. Those are basic part,
Okay.
definitely. Okay.
Okay. And
Then fact table.
even while loading kind of things, right? So it's a flat file or a CVS file, XML file. There are multiple files are has to be down loaded, right? So
That 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 will
you
cover the Informatica part.
Informatica part. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
So in Informatica, so we have the source and targets I mentioned over here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's overall overview of these things generally, but
Okay,
in PPT I can't cover the complete content. Okay. So as well
okay,
very
okay,
big. Okay. Then I have
okay,
some course content like
okay,
where what kind of files, whether source file is flat file or RDBMS or something like an Excel file, whatever it
okay,
is. So I'll
okay,
cover it so as part of Informatica. I'll cover it definitely.
okay, right.
Okay. So in data warehouse concepts, we have fact tables and dimension tables. So what kind of fact tables? How many types of fact tables we have? What kind of dimension tables we have? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how we can relate it? And we'll take one sample scenario,
Mm-hmm.
case study, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll design that table. How we can design it, and what are the relationships? How we can relate it. So we'll go to cover it all those things. So that the characteristics of data warehousing is definitely is part. That definitely.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nothing, nothing much.
No.
I'm cleared
Okay.
about that one. Yeah.
Fine. And I don't know whether I can start it or not, but let me check with Praveen. Whether the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
is. Give a second.
Yeah, one more guy is joining, he told, but he never joined in between.
Okay, just
Mm-hmm.